This has been coming for weeks, and we have listened to Charlie talk about this team. This team, this team, that. This team's got this team's got that. We win trophies. We could win this. It's absolutely
Champions of the world, done.
Champions of the world. Honestly, Lewis, I think he's still in our chat. Every day he posts, champions of the world, blah, 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 blah. I got to ask you, Charlie, at what point did you wake up? And I'm assuming your routine is you wake up, you put the Nivea on, I do it as well. I put the eye cream on because we're getting older. We need to look after ourselves. You get a bit of a face scrub. You get your top on. You look in the mirror. You get your aftershave. You go, I'm ready for the day. At what point did you wake up and go, this team's shit? This team's shit. Hang on. Because I remember a couple of months ago, you coming on this show because you beat Wolfie and you were like, my club this, and you listen to this, and you listen to that. I'm not accepting this humble Charlie. I'm not accepting it because you are what you say. And for the first 3 months of this season, we heard you say, this Chelsea team, we're going to do this, that, and the other. This Chelsea team, we're going to win a couple of trophies and get Champions League. I witnessed, because I went to the pub to watch it. I thought, I'm going to go to the pub and watch this. It'll be a good game. And I witnessed the second half, just capitulation. Now, you could blame it on maybe Maresca not being on the sideline. But I have to say, Charlie, like I said on the show a few weeks ago, and I said in our chat, I think United finish above Chelsea. And watching you the other night, watching you in previous games, bearing in mind United are in a false position, let's be honest, because the league is so shite at the moment. I don't think it's stupid for me to say we finish above you in the table because you have got a plethora of players. You have. But you've got a plethora of shit. You've got a plethora of shit. I watched you the other night and I don't know what happened. I mean, this chat about Enzo being world class, this has to stop now. The only thing that Enzo's good at is moaning like a little bitch. And that is what Bruno Fernandes does. I've seen it firsthand, my guy. I've seen it week in, week out, what Bruno does. Enzo's the same. Caicedo tried to shithouse the Aston Villa set piece coach by accident, like going to lob the ball. He was stone cold. Stone cold. Your team is absolutely in the mud. And you need to have this realization. I don't want none of this. Well, for the last couple of weeks, no. You are what you say, and you have been saying this for far too long. The chickens have come home to roost. I will pass you on to my good friend, Wolfie.
Do you know what, Danny boy? I've been doing a bit of thinking about Chelsea. And I've previously called them the Blue Arsenal. But that's a lot to do with the hype that certain people like Charlie have had about this club, about being champions of the world, about trophies this, trophies that. So I thought I'd look at it objectively. They are just shit, man. They have four players, that's it, that maybe get into other teams. The rest are atrocious. Talking about Reece James, who's never fit. You're talking about
Reece James never fit, but it's been fit for well over a year.
Hey, no one's told you to talk here, man.
No, I'm just correcting your bullshit. So let's correct that.
Okay, cool. You got what's his face, Sideshow Bob. He's all right at left back. Then you've got Caicedo and Cole Palmer sometimes. That's it. The rest of the team. Would any of you take Rory de Crap or Liam de Crap or whatever?
Dodge the bullet.
I'd rather take his dad. I'd rather take his dad. Yeah. Do you remember when they bought Pedro? Oh, we've snuck him into the World Club Cup. That's why we bought him. He's cooking against Flamingos, man. Look at him. Yeah, he's gonna cook this season. And then their defense and their keeper. They are so bad that they're now hyping up their keeper, who they were crying about in the summer. Like, when you deep it, they are not the Blue Arsenal. They are the Blue Spurs. Let's be honest. They are the Blue Spurs. They overhype their team and then they cry when they lose. That's all they do, man. That's all they do. Overhype the team and then try to be humble in defeat. Spurs.
I agree. And what have they begged for the last couple of years? We'd be mint if we had a couple of centre backs and a goalkeeper. You spent 250 million this summer and you still not got it.
No, Dan.
And you still don't get it. And you'll never get it. They will never get it. They will just come season after season after season of spending money after money after money and tell us that they're this team that can go.
Can you swap me and Charlie? Can you swap me in?
Hey, Dad.
Get him on the bottom. Get him on the bottom.
Dad, you just said, what have they asked for? Well, I can answer that for you because Charlie keeps asking for us to respect his club, man. Let's not forget that.
Correct.
He wants to respect.
Only in the big matches. Only in the big matches.
Man.
Wolfie,
when are you going to respect?
Charlie, hang on, Wolfie. He just said only in the big matches. Well, guess what? Saturday was a big match. And you fell to pieces. There's your respect.
Can I chime in? It's going to be very rare that I side with Dan and Wolfie. Charlie, can you blink, bro? Because I've been watching you for the last 5 minutes. You ain't blinked once. Bro, you are one of the most... Charlie, look, Wolfie is right. I talked about the spicy Spurs and why I called Arsenal the spicy Spurs. But legitly, you are the spicy Tottenham. You do all of the same things. I'm hearing Chelsea fans complaining about the board. I'm hearing Chelsea fans complaining about the manager. I'm hearing Chelsea fans after 2 billion complain about the players. Your team has no minerals, bro. That is the
Johnny.
Look. When I was breaking down the Chelsea lineup on the weekend, and about half the team I wouldn't have at my club, and we're in a mess. Sanchez is crap. Better than Shield, rubbish. Tosin, rubbish. Gittins, rubbish. Pedro, rubbish. Delap, rubbish. And Charlie, you've been sitting there shaking your bum like you're part of the elite when really deep down you knew you were a fraudster.
Oh, Deji. Don't worry. No, Charlie. Don't worry, Deji. You missed it because it's okay. They're in a semi-final. That's Charlie's response. We're in a semi-final.
Can we talk about this? Because this has again been part of my deep thinking, Dan. Okay. Have you heard this narrative that the Chelsea fans have spun this season? And by the way, I am adamant this happens. I know Charlie won't admit to it, but they get an email every Monday morning with their talking points, with their stance, with their lines that they're allowed to say and not to say. I don't know if it comes from the club. I don't know if they're all scared of Lewis and they just do what he says, or maybe it's Matisse. I don't know. But this season, the biggest narrative they have pushed is we are a cup team. Has anyone heard the Chelsea fans say that? Has anyone heard this version of the team? But then let me ask you this question, Charles. Under this new regime, talk to me about these elite cups that you have won. Because why did you come into the start of the season telling us you're a cup team? What are the cups you've won under the new regime? You've won a friendly in the summer. Congratulations. Again, like Spurs, I've seen them win an Audi Cup. And then you won the Conference League. Bro, I've seen West Ham win that.
Bro,
I've seen West Ham win that. So tell me under this new regime why you are a cup team.
Wolfie, let me, just before Charlie answers that question, I just legit, the only other team that I've seen celebrate the Conference League is West Ham.
Look where they are, man.
I've just put it out there because Charlie will tell us that he won the Europa Conference Leagues, and guess what, guys? They won it all.
They completed it, man. Completed it. It's like Jay from In Between, isn't it? That's what they are, man. That should be their mascot, Jay.
Maybe you should get Jay to take you over. Didn't he take Barnett from the conference to the World Cup in like 5 years? Maybe that's what you need.
We have got stickers with all the European trophies on it with a picture of Jay's face with completed it, mate, on it.
There you go.
Get him in.
I mean, look, it would be fair for me to allow Charlie to come back in, but LB, me and LB actually, we're against each other the majority of weekends at the moment, Arsenal, Man City. But one thing that we can actually say that we're together on, probably the only thing, is when it comes to Chelsea, because the amount of abuse that me and LB have received, DMs from people, we used to be the terrorists together, used to do shows on LB's channel, shows on here. Oh, you and LB are scum. You're haters. You hate my club. You're disgraceful talking about my club, Chelsea, like you do. When really and truly, I think we've been bang on, LB.
Well, actually, I need to apologise because I did get a couple of things wrong on Chelsea, bro. Yeah, obviously I said that they weren't going to win the league and they'd be 15 points outside of whoever wins the title, which is looking likely. However, where I need to apologise is my prediction that Chelsea will be comfortably inside the top 5. The way it's going is in doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys are struggling, mate. Yeah, they're hanging on at the moment for 5th. And if they carry on like this, they might not even get Champions League football. Listen, I think what's happened is exactly what I predicted, exactly what Potsy and many other people on his panel predicted. Chelsea Football Club, what got mad overrated based on winning the Club World Cup. And when I said this in the summer, a lot of Chelsea fans took that as like a personal dig at their achievement of winning the Club World Cup. I congratulated Chelsea many times, and I would have loved to have won that trophy. I wanted to win it. It's a trophy. You want to win it. But the way that people was going on about Chelsea after winning that was crazy. They had a terrible, terrible, terrible transfer window, which they're now starting to accept. And it's just no surprise. And then what happens is, they'll beat Barcelona or they'll get a draw against Arsenal when they play with 10 men.
And they'll beat Spurs, by the way. Add that.
They'll beat Spurs, and then they'll expect you to be make revisionism to your predictions. But no one ever said Chelsea can't beat Barcelona. No one ever said Chelsea can't draw against Arsenal. The season is a long stretch. So everything that we said has come right. The team has 4 or 5 good players in it, like really good players in it. Yeah. The rest are just very, very mid. And that's the truth. And they're not a million miles away from being a really good team. And that's why every single Chelsea fan should have been fucking fuming with the transfer window, because had they spent the money correctly, they would have been in a transfer window. Instead, they didn't. They went and bought Gittins. They went and bought Garnacho. They went and bought João Pedro. They went and bought Delap. They didn't sort out the centre-back partnership. They ran with Robert Sanchez. Thank God that's actually worked out. Otherwise, they'd be in the shit if he played like he does in previous seasons. So I just don't get, why these Chelsea fans, don't want to hear the truth, man. Because all we're saying is the truth. If you're looking at Garnacho, Delap, Pedro, Neto, Tosin, Chalobah, and Sanchez in net and expect that you're going to be in a title race, you are delusional. You are a delusional fan. Facts. It's not some controversial take. If you think that can be, you think those players can take you to not a title, but be in a race, you're delusional. You just are. And it's been proven. And I said at the start of the season, I said they will finish outside 15 points to whoever wins the title. And none of them wanted to hear it. And here we are. What is it now? 13? We're only halfway through the fucking season, man.
You want to revise that? Because they're already 13 behind. Do you want to make that about 20?
No, listen, I'll stick with my 15. Yeah, I'll stick with my 15.
I'm 20. I'm 20.
It's crazy, man.
But also, that's why, Charlie, they recommend when you're on stream to take regular breaks. Because everything that LB is saying is absolutely spot on.
Charlie sat there like that girl. Charlie sat there like that girl. You know the test screen when it used to go.
With the little toy in their hand. With the little toy in their hand. Yeah. With the chalkboard behind her.
With the chalkboard. Gluco in.
Your age, Dad. You showed your age.
I've got a question for you, though, Charlie. On a serious note, do you think he's regressed in the last 12 months now? From this point on,
we spent 250 million in the summer, and we're worse. I said it after the game on Saturday. Even this is the thing. Most of this stuff that's being said, I've said before and do actually agree with it. Every week, Wolfie would be on me saying, "Oh, why aren't you saying you're in a title race? Because I know this team. Because I know this team's not good enough to be in a title race. I know that the money we spent has been wasted. So much money wasted. And yes, there was a big opportunity in the summer off the back of that success to go and show you're serious. Instead, you have a mid-table side transfer window, and as a result of that, you're getting a mid-table side performance levels. To have Garnacho, Gittins, Delap. Look at the game on Saturday, right? We dominated that game in the first half. Aston Villa didn't have a single shot. Even up to 60 minutes, we were well in control. We were in control of the game. Emery makes a triple sub. He brings on Onana, Watkins, and Sancho, and changes the game. But even at that point, though, the goals we conceded were still mistakes from us. Badiashile plays it straight to whoever it was, and it's one pass from Rodgers, and it's a goal. And then Gusto's not marking Watkins from the corner. So we're again letting ourselves down through individual errors. But then you look at the changes that we made and the options that we had on the bench to change it. Liam Delap, who's been dreadful, by the way. And I know he's had a couple of injuries, but he's been poor when he plays. He should be getting ready for the Royal Rumble next month rather than playing for Chelsea right now. All he's interested in is scrapping players, gets booked all the time, doesn't offer anything. You then bring in on Jamie Gittins, who is awful, and your other option off the bench is Esteval, who has got ability, got talent, but he's an
generational. This guy who's got 1 in 10. 1 goal in 10.
Generational.
And so you look
at generational.
So you look at the difference between what's coming off the benches.
Oh, he's just noticed that he's ignored that one. You see that, yeah?
The money spent has been wasted, and we're ultimately the second half performance shouldn't even be being discussed, because if we had better quality and we'd spent our money better and we'd been serious in the transfer window, we would have been 3-0 up at half time, and that game's dead and buried and it's done. And so you can talk about the in-game management. Yeah, Maresca's in-game management has been poor at times this season, and he's going to make mistakes because he's a rookie manager. This is his 3rd season as a top-level coach. However, my issue with him, and I do actually like him, and I'll get behind him and I'll back him, but my issue is not the mistakes that he's making, is that he doesn't seem to be learning from the mistakes. But ultimately, a lot of this stems from the fact that we have wasted so much money, and we don't have the quality required to compete on multiple fronts. You know, we can put out a performance in a game here and there. We'll beat teams who are worse, who are comfortably worse than us, generally speaking, and we can get up for a big game. But if you're looking for a week in, week out Premier League where you've got to have different types of performances and you've got to learn how to win games, you've got to grind results out, you've got to, win when you're not playing well, we cannot do that. And I feel sorry for the likes of Reece James, for Caicedo, for Cole Palmer, that we've surrounded these guys with dross. Because the next thing that's going to happen is that these lads are going to be thinking, hang on a second, we're coming into the prime years of our career. How many more years are we going to waste being told a lie that this is going to come good and we're going to do something, until we're like, actually, do you know what? We've had enough of this shit. We're going to go somewhere else to a serious club that is going to challenge for the major trophies.
That'll be too late, though.
That's going to be the next thing, LB. That's going to be the next thing that's going to happen.
Of course it will. Of course it will. Yeah, you can fucking plan it out. It's not rocket fucking science, mate. Yeah, and this is the thing. Yeah, there'll be a load of fans in your fan base, bro, who are not up to speed with what's going on. And when this eventually happens, if Palmer ends up leaving or Caicedo ends up leaving, then they'll realise. But by that time, it'll be too late. It'll be too late, because then you're not just going to find another Caicedo, are you? You're not just going to find another £40 million Cole Palmer out of nowhere, are you? You know what I mean? So this is why, I think personally, the Chelsea have one more summer, this summer coming up. I think if they don't sort it out this summer, I think they're going to be in trouble long term.
But LB, I can already tell you what the window is this summer. You've got Quenda arriving from Sporting Lisbon, pre-agreed deal, another coming in the wide areas. And then you've got Emmanuel Amiga coming in from Strasbourg, this centre forward who scored 14 goals in France last season. And then we'll go and get a midfield player that probably no one's heard of, and we might get a centre-back. So I could already tell you what the transfer window is going to be.
You don't get to do this, Charlie. I'm sorry you don't get to do this. No, this is enough.
But this is
no. You just said in your monologue, this is a mid-table team. Did you not?
I haven't finished yet.
There's still more.
Yeah, there's still more.
This whole I'm trying to be humble, Charlie, ain't going to cut it with me at all, man. We've all seen you messages on WhatsApp.
You're acting as if
the whole world. This is what I said at the start of the season. No, it's not.
I never once said. Every week you were trying to say to me, "Oh, why aren't you in a title race?" And I told you.
Did I bring up title race on this stream?
No, you haven't done this week because.
Okay, so why are you bringing it up then? Are you in a title race? Why are you bringing it up?
I'm making a point here where
you're making a point about something that no one said.
No, because I'm just.
Daddy, did you ask him if he was in a title race?
I'm just clearing this up. I'm just clearing it up because
is that tears or sweat? I don't know. What is this? Tears or sweat?
Because you said to me that, why do you never say you're in a title race? Because I know this team. I know that we're not good enough. I know that we wasted.
No. I want to comment on what you've said tonight. That's what I want to comment on.
Please do.
You've just said, correct me if you didn't say this, that this is a mid-table squad.
Yeah, but I never gassed the squad up though.
Okay. When the transfer window closed in August or September, whatever the date was, where did you predict Chelsea to finish with this quote unquote from you mid-table squad?
Well, I had us third, but which is not, by the way, not an outrageous prediction.
No. Hold on. You've just said this is a mid-table squad. Could you just define what mid-table is, just so we can clarify your understanding of numbers?
10th place.
10th place. So I've just called this squad mid-table, yet this squad hasn't changed from when the window closed, and you predicted third.
Oh, he's reeled you. He's reeled you here. He's reeled you here,
It's a
Charlie.
mid-squad.
Can you explain? Because this whole humble thing, Charlie this, Charlie that, forget title race talk. Let's talk about what you said. You said third. Now you're saying mid-table squad. Which one is it, Habibi?
But the squad's average. I've said the squad's average.
So why did you predict them to finish third then?
Because I thought that it would be better than I thought we performed better than we have done, and we haven't. And so
And to be fair to Charlie, I do remember him setting the challenge that he wanted to see them improve and kick on from last season. So that's why he wanted them to be in third. It was more of a, that is the bar you have to go and
And bring up the predictions.
Why are you
this verified?
No, I'm not defending. I'm just defending that point because that's how I remember the conversation going down. It wasn't necessarily that we are going to beat it. It was I want to see us get to that point by the end.
I hear you. I think the point that Wolfie is correctly making is that Charlie was content creating early in the season. When you content creating, Charlie, because that team is rubbish. And we are seeing, you know what? The truth is, when you actually deep what Wolfie's saying and you break down this team, it is pony. Like honestly, like the fact that we all bought into this idea, you know, under peer pressure, that Chelsea was a serious contender for the Premier League is laughable. You know, I agree with LB. I think Chelsea would do wonders to finish top four. I think, Charlie, what you are saying right now is you don't think you can get top six. And if you can say that now, I'm gonna step back from calling you.
This is the first time, right? This is the first time after this weekend where a bit of concern has crept in that we might not finish in the Champions League spaces. This is the first time that that's happened because look, we play Bournemouth tomorrow, who aren't in good form, but you know, with the way that we're playing right now, you never know. And then we go to the Etihad on Sunday, where I've got to be honest, we're highly unlikely to win that game. And then you're into the new year. We've got Fulham away to kick it off. We've got some big games coming up, and so
wait, hold on. What happened to after the Burnley and Arsenal game to ask you whether or not you're in a title race? Are we jumping from asking you whether or not you're in a title race to are you in a top four race now? That's a big jump in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it is, and we've fallen off big time in 3 weeks. So
let me ask you the question then, Charlie. If you don't finish in the top four, are you Maresca out?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because he's not been given the tools that's needed to compete.
Oh my God!
He hasn't. You can laugh if you want, but ultimately,
I will.
I actually, you know, you might fucking be shocked here. I actually kind of low key agree with Charlie.
He hasn't.
Real talk, yeah. I think Maresca is pissed
Let
off,
down,
mate.
bro.
I think he's fucking fuming, yeah. Sorry for the language, yeah. I think he's well annoyed that I think he's fuming with that transfer window. He's probably looking at the board in the summer and gone, I've just got your top four. I've won you 2 trophies. And these are the bums that you're giving me for the season.
It's all, bro.
Like, give me good players and I can challenge for the title. I've got Palmer, I've got Caicedo,
LB, he predicted third.
How much money has he got to spend? Is it like? Are we?
No, but the thing is, though,
are we talking like, you know, Elon Musk sort of level funds? Because 2 billion is not. It's quite a lot of money.
He's rich.
Yeah, man.
You need another 300, 400 mil spending.
Yeah, they got a couple of hotels.
I think Maresca will be gone, and I don't even think it's that Chelsea will sack him. I think Maresca will go.
No, he'll walk, bro. I've already accepted that. I think he's gone at the end of the season. You know, they'll do this little end of season review bullshit they do, and then they'll put out that it's left by mutual consent. But he'll walk out because he won't put up with this bullshit. Like, you know, because they just give him the players. He's got no say in what players are coming. The players arrive, you need to coach it and you need to make a team. And the problem is that I'd have much more heat for the manager if he was given the tools that I needed to compete and if he was given a complete squad. The reality is that we haven't got a complete squad. We're still missing players despite all of this money spent, which is a disgrace. And then the players they've given him aren't good enough to do the job that they're being asked for.
The reality is, Charlie, that you're chatting shit again because you assessed the squad at the window shutting, and on your assessment, you said this squad could finish third. Therefore, you believe this squad was good enough to finish third. If it doesn't finish third, you're too scared to point the finger at your manager. I don't know, maybe it's on that email you're not allowed to talk about him, but what is going on? Why will you not hold his feet to the fire?
No, I've said that he's made mistakes this season. He's got things wrong and he needs to improve. But ultimately, the issues at Chelsea are far bigger than the manager, because the way that we operate, the way that we run, you can put any manager into that situation. And by design, by the way that we recruit, by the way that this football club is run, the ceiling for this is third best. It's 4th, 5th place. That's the ceiling for the way that this club operates right now.
Do you want to message Don that in the chat and tell him?
Mate, he knows my thoughts. I've never once gassed up the squad saying it's this and that. We've got 4 or 5 very good players, and the rest we've wasted a lot of money on.
I think it's the biggest crime in football Premier League history that you can spend £2 billion and look at the state of that squad and think, I like 4 players. That, for me, proves you've got an ownership that are very, very rich, but have no idea what they're doing. And this is exactly what me and LB said would happen. Now, I personally do think that Chelsea will still probably get Champions League football come the end of this year, but it does need to get better because it ain't looking good right now. But let me, before I move from Chelsea, Charlie, ask you this. We've got you in the Carabao Cup. You're not confident at the moment. Are you confident that you're beating us over 2 legs, though?
It depends how seriously you take it, because if you kind of, like you've done with Arteta in the past, and sort of discard the cups for so
you're relying on Arsenal not taking the cup serious to get to a fucking final.
Right now,
is that what you just said?
Yeah, because we're not playing well right now, so it might have to come to that.
Charlie, Charlie.
If it, I don't know. I wouldn't be feeling confident right now.
I don't know how you talk about the same 2 different sides of the same asshole, Charlie. I really don't, man. No, champions of the world. No, cup team. Depends how Arsenal take it seriously or not.
No, but it's a tough task for us. Bro, there's no mistake about it. But you know, I feel, look, if we can play to our best level, then we've definitely got a chance. But again, a lot of it will depend how seriously Arsenal take it. If Arsenal take it serious and over 2 legs, put their best team out in both games, then I think that's going to be difficult for us.
Chelsea. This is something I'd expect Burnley to say or Fulham to say. You can't come out and say, "Oh, it depends on how serious Arsenal are," Charlie.
Well, being honest, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh my God, we're going to smash them over 2 legs," because I'd just be lying.
Wait, Charlie. If at the end of 2 legs the score is 2-2, do you guys think you'll gone through?
Well, penalties maybe. Yeah.
No. Before the penalty shootout. At 2-2, will you guys walk out thinking you've won it, just like you did when you drew 1-1 with Arsenal?
No, No, that wasn't me. No, I wasn't part of that.
I just want to check. You know there is a penalty shootout.
Yeah, I'm fully aware there'll be a penalty shootout potentially. Yeah. Sure you know.
But I was actually going to say that. I was actually going to say you already did beat us this season at Stamford Bridge 1-1, but Wolfie got there first. But you know,
are you confident about a semi-final?
I think we'll beat Chelsea over 2 legs. Yeah. I think we'll beat. Stamford Bridge is not as scary as it used to be, and I do feel like we're better than Chelsea, and I think we've got a squad that's better than yours, and I think we'll get to the final. Don't know who we're going to get in that final. I have to speak to LB and Pete about that, but I do think that Arsenal get to the final. Yeah,
I think the 2 legs favours Arsenal.
I think we should. I think the way it's fallen as well. I think LB playing at the Emirates second leg is a great. I'm happy with that as well.
I think Chelsea's best bet in something like it's a one-off game, where Palmer, Caicedo, Cucurella, and Reece James turn up, and it's like boom. But over 2 legs, you're asking a lot, because, like I say, I feel like them 4 players are carrying a lot of average players.
Yeah,
might be able to do it off a one-off game, and they did it against a one-off, even though they drew the game. They did it on a one-off game against Arsenal, but 2 games, you're asking a lot there.